Well, it's the next day. I'm getting ready to mix up my Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty. This stuff, this construction adhesive I put down last night, that's pretty hard. That's a little bit softer because I made it so thick in there. Okay, but I'm going to cover it. I'm going to cover it. So I'm going to fill this up in here, in there, and ultimately I'm going to fill this up over here too. I ended up putting screws into this flashing here because see how high it is? It's about 3/16 to a 1/4 inch, maybe 3/16. It had this piece of flashing, and then there's another piece of flashing that goes down on the stucco. See right there? There's two pieces there, and it's sandwiched in with that black tar stuff. But I want to stay away from this edge because it's over here on the right hand side, and I want the water to kind of go over this way and out that way. So I'm going to leave that, and I'm just going to float over, you know, probably that much or a little bit further, you know, down to here somewhere, from here up to there. And I'm going to float that all in, all the way along there. Okay, and this is going downhill, and so I'm good with that. And what else am I going to use that for? I'll put a little bit along here. Yeah, this liquid nail worked really good filling in there. And this used to have a double flashing too, right in there. Well, I took the first piece off a while ago, and that was kind of a pain to get because it was like this. I had to take the nails out and then fish it up and use my my flat bar. That's when this flat bar really came in handy, you know, because I could set it in there, and then that little deal there kind of helps you lift it and pop the nails out. Well, I had the other piece still going across and down on the stucco, but I decided to take it out because it was a little high, and I chiseled this whole thing off, and I've spent I don't know, 4 hours or more. This is all I used right here, my 1-inch chisel, and look at that, it's still pretty sharp. I missed the nails because there's nails here, here, and there. I went around them and then found the nails and tapped them down in there and went around it. Didn't hit a one nail. But you remember, I could have left that ledger before I put this floor on level and had it flush with the top, but I didn't have enough room over here for the tile because they were sloping all the water to go down the stairs. I didn't like that, and you know, it was leaking. It shouldn't have leaked, but because it leaked, all the water went down in there and corroded out these stairs. That's why I had to replace these 2 steps here. And so I decided I wanted the floor to slope down. In order for it to slope down, I had to raise this side up a little bit and gave me just enough room to still put my tiles, my big fat tiles in there. Because as you will remember, they're 1 7/8 inches thick. You know how thick those tiles are? And then there's a 1/2 inch stuff underneath. See that? That sets down on the floor, and then the tiles go over that. I think that's just to cushion it and maybe take up any imperfections. Keep this so it's not just flat on the floor, so it gives it a little cushion, so that hopefully these wouldn't break or something. I guess that's why they did that. I've never seen that stuff before, but they had it. And because I wanted it to slope right here down this way, I had to lower that ledger, so this was kind of going downhill. It still is going downhill. I put my level on here and look at it. See, level, I have to raise this left-hand side up. So this, if I were to just leave this alone like this water would flow right over here in this corner. And then it's like, good golly, how am I supposed to have it jump up here? And I chiseled down half of this already, and then I chiseled it up at an angle, and then from there down an angle to there, and then this here is flat all the way across. And it's like, what's gonna happen here? Well, this water's gonna flow down to here, this point, and then to get out over to here, it's gonna go at an angle, like this, like that, okay? And I look at that, and it's going downhill, okay? And it's like, okay, how are you gonna do that? Well, I'm gonna draw a pencil mark along this edge, okay? And then I've got to take my rock hard wood putty and I got to fill in this triangle. So this is going to go downhill from this point up, and it's hard to see it. It's hard to see. It's almost low right there, but I've got to fill this area in, and that's why I took that trim off, so that I could chisel all that off, because that's going to help me. And I'm going to fill this amount in all the way over to about like that, okay? So when the water comes down from the patio and it goes down this way, it's gonna go here, and then it's gonna kind of take a dive bomb off to the right, and any water that's over here is gonna kind of set here, and it's gonna flow right here, kind of to the right here, and then out. Okay, that's how I'm gonna fix that. And they didn't have it like that because they weren't planning on diverting the water like that. They just thought, oh, fine, it can go there, and the weep holes can take it out on the other side, because this trim has weep holes on it. See those little holes? That one's filled up. That one's 1/8 of an inch higher than here. I'm gonna have to re-drill those. But see, on that one, most of the water isn't really gonna set on that edge, is it? It's gonna slope away from it. But if anything does catch there, I'm still gonna drill out those holes, and I'm gonna make them bigger, and I'm gonna make them so that they're flush with the bottom here. And that'll give it a little air, and it will give it, if there's any water in there, for any reason the water needs to go out, hey, it goes out there. This one's going to have weep holes on it too. This one's going to have weep holes on it too. Even though my floor is at an angle, see, I've got to lift that up like to there. Okay, so when water's right here, it's going to flow this way, and then it's going to come down this way, and then it's going to go down that way. Okay, right down like that. And then the water in this corner, I've got it redirected. From there, I've got to raise that just slightly. Just slightly, I'm going to have to raise up that. I'm going to have to go at least to there. And see, that's almost level. It's low by you know, not very much. But what I may end up having to do is put a little bit extra over here, because when the water's over here, you see where the bubble is? I have to lift up the left-hand side for it to be level. And you want the bubble right in between the lines. So see, I've got 3/16 and 2 feet. So I've got 3/8 and 4 feet. Okay, so the water's here. It's going to kind of come this way, and then I've got to direct it out this way. I'm trying to keep it away from the outside columns and stuff. I mean, I'm still going to wrap that. It's still going to be waterproof, but I want to try to direct the water this way, and then have it come around the corner. Okay. Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty. That's the stuff you want to use.